What's up guys, Samuel back with another video, and this time I'm going to be showing you 10 iPhone tricks you probably didn't know about. Let's get started. Welcome back guys. Now I originally discovered most, or rather I think all of those tricks when my iPhone was running iOS 10. However, I am currently running iOS 11 on my iPhone, and these tricks are still very much valid. Now, these tricks are not exclusive to just iPhones, they're actually exclusive to every device running iOS, which includes the iPad. So, the number one trick I'd like to introduce to you in this regards would have to be the show message characters count. By default, iOS does not display the number of characters you've typed in a short message window. As you probably know, GSM operators allow a maximum of 160 characters per text message. Without the character count being displayed, how do you measure this? Now, this is something I had to live with for over a year, and since I discovered this trick, it has been really cool. To show message characters count on your iPhone or iPad, go to Settings, Messages, and toggle character count option on. The number two trick I'd like to disclose to you is the announce call trick. Now, this is self-explanatory. How this works is, I could stay a distance from my phone and I can still have an idea of who is calling. Basically, your phone pronounces the name of the caller that's calling you, and that of course only works when the number is stored on your phone. Now, in the case where the number isn't stored, it just says unknown caller. To activate this, go to Settings, Phone, and toggle the announce call option on. The number three trick I would like to disclose to you is the rest finger to unlock. Prior to iOS 10, on iOS 9 and older versions, you could just rest your finger on the fingerprint sensor and the phone unlocks. But with iOS 10, you probably have to press it to unlock the device, and I particularly find this to be annoying. Now, you can actually change this. You can go back to the previous state of just having to place your finger on the fingerprint reader and your phone unlocks instead of having to press it. To do this, go to Settings, General, Accessibility, On button, Rest finger to unlock. Now you can toggle that option on or toggle that option off, whichever you want to leave it at. The number four trick I'd like to show you is to ask websites not to track you. For one, I pay so much detail to privacy, and I'm conscious of the kind of things I do online and who is able to track me. Now, if you're using Safari browser, which is the default browser on iOS, it's probably a better idea to toggle this option on. That way, websites are not able to track your location and all of that stuff. To get this done, simply go to Settings, Safari, scroll down to ask websites not to track me, and toggle the option to green. The number five trick I'd like to show you is the on and off label. Now, in electrical terms, 1 means on and 0 means off, right? Now, how about I tell you can actually incorporate same thing on your smartphone. That means that whenever you toggle the option on, which is the green, it shows 1, and whenever you turn it off, it shows 0. I find this to be really nice. It gives you this kind of extra what's this word, extra custom style, right, to your iPhone, which is really I find to be really nice. Now, to get this done, simply go to Settings, General, Accessibility, then toggle the on and off label option on or off depending on your preference. I personally like to leave it at on. The number six trick I would like to show you is the Assistive Touch. Now, this is not really very handy, but it can be handy to people who like to use shortcuts as against going through the traditional route of having to go to Settings, blah blah blah, and all of that stuff. With the Assistive Touch, you can actually just press a particular icon on your display and choose any of the options you want to quickly fix there. It could be screenshots, could be home, it could be notification, and all of that good stuff. If you think that's something you'll be interested in, simply go to Settings, General, Accessibility, and toggle the Assistive Touch option on or off. Now the number 7th trick is battery percentage. This is not really a trick per se, but a lot of iPhone users do not even know how to go about this. I mean, I personally like to have a battery percentage displayed next to my battery icon than just some kind of bar that I have no idea how many percent is left in it. So I find percentage being displayed to be really handy, helps you measure your battery percentage better and all of that stuff. To turn this on, simply go to Settings, Battery, and toggle the battery percentage option on. The number 8 trick I would like to show you is being able to easily move between characters in a text field. Now, this is kind of funny. For like over a year or two that I've been using an iPhone, I always have to try to, as much as I can, to make sure I type in the right position that I want the console to display in. As a matter of fact, this was something I actually hated about iOS until I discovered the trick, and since then it's been really cool using an iPhone. Imagine copying an address from an external source and then pasting it into a browser, say Safari, and then you needed to make a few adjustments in the URL. In most cases, I try as much as I can to tap the right position where I want the cursor to display, and I need to make the adjustments. But most of the times, I end up not getting the right position, and I'm usually forced to clear a lot of characters or move over to Android. But since I discovered this trick, it has been pretty cool. All you need to do in this case is to tap and hold on that any position on the address bar, and then it kind of displays a magnifier. From that magnifier, you can possibly, go front or back and properly place the console in the position you want it to be. This doesn't only works in the case of a URL. It's applicable in the case of messages, apps, and what have you. This is typically how to go about editing text in a text feed. My number 9 trick is the reachability trick. This is something I also just discovered a couple of months back. Essentially what this does, it aids you to better operate your phone using one hand. In a case where you have short hands and your hands cannot get to the top of the display, simply double tap the home button and it brings the display downwards for you to use, and then double tap again to turn back to its previous position. Now on iOS 11, you can toggle this option on and toggle the option off. To do this, simply go to Settings, General, Accessibility, and then go to Reachability. You can toggle that option on or off. It's something I've found to be really handy in the case where you have small hands or you just want to bring the screen downwards so you can comfortably press a particular option on the display. The number 10 trick I'd like to disclose to you is the guided access trick. This is something I recently discovered on iOS, on iPhone, and I was like, why didn't I know about this all this while? It's an amazing trick. It's kind of useful in the case where you don't want people to play around your phone. Let's say, for example, your friend comes up to you and says, "Hey Sammy," or "Hey whoever, let me check through your pictures." And people, whenever they say pictures, they can go about checking messages or any of that stuff. And in the case where you don't want that, the simple thing you can do on iPhone or iPad is to activate guided access. This essentially prevents people or users from being able to go away from a particular app you open up for them. To get this done, simply go to Settings, General, Accessibility, Guided Access. You should set up a password and possibly activate Touch ID option under password settings, which I really find to be awesome. So that's it guys, that's the 10 iPhone tricks I'd like to share with you on this particular video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. Share this video, it might be useful to someone you know or you don't know. Just share to Facebook, Twitter. Please be sure to subscribe for more subsequent videos like this. Thank you guys for watching. and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.